right, we're into this. We're recording. Let's pause the music. We're a little sluggish here. But we will have this recording on YouTube for anybody to watch back, of course. But welcome in. This is Rivalry Tier 4 for the 2v2 circuit. And we're at week number 2. And something cool that Rivalry does is the Swiss format. You may have seen it in Royalty, but basically it pits you against evenly matched teams, or at least record-wise. And what a save from Chaotic. We surely thought that was in. But yeah, please correct me. We're gonna go with Captain. It has to be him because I think Drip was in and then he left. So that is what we're going with. And Spartan chalked in blue, as you can see. Ronin in orange. This is SP Ronin, we must add. But Caleb collecting, doesn't need the boost, but buy one. Trying to make it awkward, but Phoenix enough of a touch. And Chaotic passing, and what a shot. Caleb put it through, and I don't envy that position. It's a decent pass. You kind of have to play it soft, though. You can see Caleb, you know, little hesitant because he is second man, and second man and twos obviously is the last man. But he gets enough of it while protecting it, and he adds another one on the long drill. And Spartan chalked up by 2. We'll remove that bottom layer there. Captain wide. Now Phoenix gonna trap it from the corner. A nice pop too, and bumping coming out. This could just fall through, and Chaotic, another save. Chaotic being tested in this game, but really coming through with those saves. Bouncing around a little too much. That was an open chance. Caleb trying to turn around on this, but bumped a little bit awkwardly. And Chaotic just stat padding at this point. Well, he's got at least 3 saves. But halftime is here. 2-goal lead. Not a crazy amount. Certainly something that they could come back from in Ronin. And not gonna let that third goal come through. What a shot. Captain takes to the air and looking dangerous, and Ronin definitely need more of that. But slight touch, good control in the air. And cut the lead by 1, but how devastating. A kickoff goal, and then you're just right back where you started. And that whole effort and nice play somewhat negated as lead by 2. Caleb trying to force a bump demo out of position. But that's popped high, and Phoenix sensing it, but that's not going to move forward, and much to Chaotic's blessing, he's able to get it out of the way. Although Caleb, very awkward, and Captain gets another goal, and definitely we got eyes on him as some offense coming through, back-to-back goals for him. As far as Ronin scores. Captain demo might have another, but that's going to be wide. And now a chance for a counterattack. We're getting closer to the end of this one. 1 minute to go. And There's Phoenix pressing forward, applying some pressure. That's going to fall to Captain, but it gets deleted, and smart play take him off the field. But still staying in Spartan Chalk's side. Chaotic 50'd out. Caleb gonna take his time. Although Ronin doing a good job of making Caleb awkward. But back and forth battle. You know, his next goal is pivotal. Caleb with the save. Chaotic following, but a little bit awkward, although does a great job continuing, taking more time off the clock. Phoenix pushing it down, could be the last ditch effort, and Spartan Chalk take it as it goes down to the end. Take game number 1, but only a 1-goal lead to prevail. So we're going to Forbidden Temple, game 2. And we're gonna see if Ronin bounce back. Certainly there's some things that can be adjusted. What rank is this? No, Sleepy out here asking the tough questions. It is GC1 minus C3 plus C2 minus D1. And then you add 5. And that is your answer. So I hope you got all that. I hope you calculated and that satisfies your question. But game 2 is here. Captain gonna continue to challenge, and that play back and forth continuing, but this could be an open net. Caleb a little bit awkward, waiting for this touch, and too strong. And you can see it went past him. He had a little bit of time to get further into the goal, but not knowing what to expect. So M's rank. M, what rank are you right now? Caleb with the pop. Chaotic has a 1v1 chance. And let's not forget, Ronin up by 1. They had that long, clear, long open net. As Spartan Chalk trying to get on the board. But so far, solid performance from Ronin. Solid defense, challenging everything. And Chalk still looking for an offensive setup. Chaotic booming it down, almost getting a crazy angle. Now Captain 50, but good closeout from Chaotic. And Caleb just playing free play at this point, getting a few wild touches, but getting deleted. And that 1-goal lead locked in by Ronin, although demo, a good closeout from Chaotic, and we're seeing a lot of demos from Ronin. Gotta respect it. And Caleb taking his time, goes for the pass as he ran out of boost. But this one's gonna be awkward to deal with. Captain there to boom it down. That's just over. And in front of net. Great pass. Phoenix waiting in the wings. And Ronin up by 2. MJ said Bleb. Bleb with a heart. Or, I mean, a rose. I don't know what we'd even call that. The rose is like hanging down. But in front of net, Phoenix gonna capitalize in. He can do this all day. He'll just wait and will be rewarded. But awkward play from Spartan Chalked. Damn, it got cut off. What happens if I rapid press it?
This is chalked.
That's the Caleb. Too high of a pop. And an interesting game for them. They're in an awkward spot. They have not scored yet. Down by 3. Definitely shakes their momentum and confidence. And certainly they're going to be hunting for at least 1 to close out this game. Caleb to Chaotic. Can't turn on this, and once again, we'll shout out Ronin and their solid defense. They're just comfortable on defense, set in place, and capitalizing off the mistakes, and you see another there. Defense died. This is game 2, though. Are you saying it's going to die again? Or are you saying go next? Chaotic denied again, Captain there. My son, MJ on YouTube said Bleb. Don't blame me. But Phoenix, what a play. Somehow gets that demo too. And Ronin looking dangerous. We did not see this in game 1. But have been playing patient, challenging correctly, playing solid defense, and capitalizing. And meanwhile, Spartan Chalk have to get better looks at the net. They had 9 shots, no goals. So, once again, either not good enough shots or just better defense, but either way, Spartan Chalk have a lot to work on after that one. As we are tied up in the series, and definitely makes this game 3 interesting. But here we go, game 3. And who gets the quick start? Very important, and that is a shot, but Chaotic is there for the save. However, what a touch. Captain sends it right back. And Phoenix gonna rip one. Chaotic was there, but quick turnaround. And Ronin continuing in their ways. Captain moving forward. Phoenix getting a demo. Caleb having to clear by himself. But Chaotic had to keep that close wise to shut that down. Not wanting to pop it in front of net. And Caleb, what a fake. Can he get there? And insane touch on the retreat. Ronin keep it out yet again. And avoid the bump. Caleb can't get a shot there. And Spartan Chalk need a solid possession. And they've haven't been able to use numbers in their favor as well. But Captain gets the demo. Looked like he wouldn't get the shot, but could at least lead the way. And those demos also playing a big role for Ronin. Definitely making life difficult for Spartan Chalks. And we always talk about demos shaking things up on the opponents. And also makes it easier to get shots in the net. It's not like you have to get those superb shots. But what a 50. Chaotic gets it through, and much needed for Spartan Chalks as they tie it up 1 apiece. But we're seeing a little kickoff action here, a little trickery, and almost results. It was a strong shot, but Caleb, the save, trying to bring it all the way back, save into a shot and score. But Caleb, enough of a touch, and off the top and to the wide side where Chaotic's tracking it down. But Ronin setting up. But Caleb moving forward. Does he have an open net? Unfortunately, it stays in the corner. But Chaotic ripping it quick. That's actually in. Thought that might be saved, but Chaotic shooting it quick, trying to catch the defense off guard. And Spartan Chalks up by 1 as Chaotic coming alive on offense. Captain can't get a touch there, though. It's got Phoenix ready. And smart play from Chaotic, keeping it wide, not bringing it in front of net, and dribbling around. And also avoiding the demos. You see Phoenix hunting constantly. Definitely someone you gotta watch out for on the field. But Chaotic, enough of a touch to prevent that double. Caleb cutting off. And that's going to be a pass. And what a pass. And Chaotic finishes it off. Almost bounced out. But you love that play from Caleb. A little light touch to the mid as you give it up. Oh, but Chaotic almost getting the dunk in. And things working well for Spartan Chalks in this one. They've also played a little more solid, although give it up, and you definitely don't want to give it up to Phoenix in front of net. He's shown time and time again he will put it through. And only a 1 score difference. This is a chance for Phoenix, but chipped out. Now Caleb has to venture back. Gets the boost and a touch, but Phoenix there applying the pressure, and Phoenix coming alive when Ronin need him. Uh, 3-3 in this one, 45 seconds left. We could see the final score to close this out before OT. Although Phoenix trying to put one on himself, and tactical fake, of course. Now Caleb, he's got low boost. Good possession though. Not giving it up. All right, Captain. 50. 10 seconds left. How aggressive do you get here? Although now Phoenix has possession. Caleb just playing it smart. Although that's on target. Chaotic is there for the save. And valiant effort from Ronin. Although it's not over yet. Phoenix trying to sneak one in. But OT, game 3. Could go either way. Could go a kickoff. But Phoenix hunting. And that's a good clear. Caleb has an extra touch. Phoenix able to get there. And Caleb can't trip up Phoenix. And you're looking for that demo. It could be the difference maker, especially in OT. But Chaotic in an awkward spot. He's going all the way back. Although Ronin pushed back a little, so he had time. But here's a possession chance. A fake in front of net and bouncing out. Now, Captain waiting for that demo. And smart play, keeping it close. But almost a demo coming on the other side. We're seeing strategy come out, demos, and you know, Phoenix hunting again. But that's a strong touch. Caleb, big 50. Can he get there? And that's going to roll to the wide side, much to Ronin's favor. And now Chaotic has to turn this one. Gets bumped off. Big demo. But Chaotic lands. And you just never know when this will result in a goal. So dangerous. Going against Ronin. Having to wonder if there's a demo coming through. Makes you second guess. But in a way, Spartan Chalked, they know it's coming. It's not surprising. Captain almost put it through, almost ended it. And Caleb can't get a touch there. But he's given time. Although, Phoenix, strong touch. And that's going to fall through. And Phoenix, just those demos, devastating. Also, strong shot. And Ronin take it in OT. They're up 2-1 in the series. And lag. That is super unfortunate timing. But here we are, game 4. Do or die for Spartan Chalk, trying to bring it to game 5. Can't afford any more losses. Ronin trying to close it out, and they've been playing solid. And their recipe for success has proven to be a winner. And they faltered on game 1, but since then bounced back with 2 game wins. And Phoenix can't get a touch. Almost delaying the defense. All right, going to the other side. Big beat from Captain. Though Chaotic taking his time. And contending with both opposing players in the way. And Chaotic almost gets that demo. Might have been clear. But we're seeing Chaotic against Phoenix in a demo fest. But surprisingly, Spartan Chalk's not able to capitalize on those overcommitted demos or demo attempts. And big 50 in front of net. Caleb, strong touch away. And Phoenix kind of pushing it to the side. And you know, Caleb's wondering if he's gonna get demoed from behind. But Chaotic 50'd by Phoenix. Caleb, big beat. That should be in front of net. Maybe too much of a touch. No, Chaotic has it. And big beat from Caleb. Setting up the offensive possession. And they can maybe get there with a kickoff, but that's not going to do it. And now Captain trying to force the issue. But low scoring affair. We're at halftime. Big touch from Captain. But he's in a little bit of trouble. That's on target. And we kind of saw that coming. You're trying to keep it away from one player, but Phoenix, good job separating the ball and the opponent. And just that second is enough. Captain strikes through. Chaotic wide, and Phoenix somehow is getting that touch, keeping it deadlocked. Chaotic booming it, trying to get that boom into the net. Didn't have enough height though. And you can talk about how closely matched these teams are with similar styles as well. You got mechanical players and demo players, and Caleb also reminding us that he can demo as well. Smart play from him, and gets another offensive setup. As Spartan Chalked take a 1-goal lead. Can they hold it, bring it into game 5? Or will Ronin bounce back? And you certainly can't sleep on Ronin. They did come from behind in the previous one. But there's a chance, and Chaotic, you can see him widely try to cover. He gave up possession, but has to respect Captain and his shooting ability. But Chaotic in a tough spot. That has Caleb and Phoenix waiting at the midfield. 50'd out. Captain should get a possession here, but that one's given up, and Caleb easy save. However, strong touch from Phoenix. And see those demo attempts, they definitely wouldn't work if Phoenix didn't trust his teammate. Caleb just buying time here. 50, more time coming out. Chaotic hunting that one down. And we have a game 5. We haven't seen a game 5 in a while. So you know what that means. We're going to Champions Field. This is for the series. All the marbles. Comes down to one game now. And you also know it is important to score first. But that is almost through. Chaotic with the save. Thought that one was in, and Caleb going for a risky touch. Although it bounces and Phoenix able to capitalize. And Caleb a little bit delayed there. You respect the attempt, but tough spot. And do you think he could have jumped down and recovered? But that's a tough decision in hindsight, and what a clear moving. His captain puts the counter, beats 2, and Ronin have an early start. Gonna ask for a better start from them into game 5. And there's a strong shot from Phoenix, who definitely knows how to put some power on. And Spartan chalk down by 3. Definitely a tough spot to be in. Although the good news, it's still early in the game, plenty of time left. But they need a spark of life. And they're also getting beat on these counters. And Chaotic having his boost taken. Caleb gonna have to do it himself. But Captain there with the save. And Caleb flip reset, going nowhere. Alright, there's Phoenix, but stuffed out. Chaotic senses it. And trying to get one on. But Captain just enough to keep it out. And we got 2 players in front of net. Tough shooting spot. But Phoenix just pushing forward, and he's got 3 goals in this one. Stepping up in a big way. And up by 4. Ronin really cruising, bringing it at the perfect moment. Seeing it getting a little chippy. Can they get the bump demo? Caleb putting it through, and there you go, having a 2v1, taking full advantage. Strong clear. Phoenix gonna try and track this down, and almost a chance for another one. But we're getting close to halftime, and strong cut from Phoenix, almost getting a demo as well. They're playing upfield and more possession to them. That's gonna bounce just wide. Phoenix able to track it down. But there's Phoenix, and bumps his own teammate. How unfortunate. Demo heavy does have a drawback. Just see red. Caleb to the air. Does he have a double? And that's going to bounce around. And strong. Well, not a strong shot, but a very clutch shot from Chaotic. As you can see, just the right touch, not an easy one to make. And down by 2. It's not over, but definitely a big hill to climb for Spartan Chalked. Chaotic sensing the demo coming through. But certainly the number advantage is key in this one. This might be a chance, but low shot. And Captain able to get that. That's on target. Chaotic with the save. And tactical fake. Can they get the number advantage? And certainly you gotta break through that defense. And it's been a game of bumps and demos. And 40 seconds left. Ronin doing such a good job keeping it away, taking time off the clock. Chaotic getting bumped, and does this lead to a goal? No. Phoenix pushing it down, and more time ticking away. Caleb needs something right here, right now. That's going to bounce around. And Captain strong clear. 3 seconds left. And Ronin, just a solid performance overall. So tough to face. And give credit to Ronin for their victory here today. They had a game plan and it worked well. And I appreciate the love, of course. So with that, if you voted Ronin, you are correct. And congrats with your channel points. Give credit to Ronin for their Game 5 victory here today in the 2v2 circuit. And as always, we will thank everyone who tuned in, watched, voted, supported. Always appreciated. But that's going to do it for this cast. I will upload it onto YouTube if any of the players or anybody else wants to watch it back. But thanks again for tuning into this one.